You were trauma. I don't believe that for a second. Hi,
So
everybody.
sad.
Hello.
Hello.
As usual.
We were just talking about ET because I've got this ET T-shirt that I love, and I was telling the guys that I have a plush toy as well of ET. He's got a little, the little red sweater that he wears with the hood.
And Hi-Ho was telling us how he was
Yeah.
traumatized by the movie, seeing it in the cinema at a young
As
age.
a kid, yeah. My parents even bought me toys to get used to it, but I didn't like it, and I don't like it up to date. It's horrible.
No.
It is.
Pyro. Oh my, what a little munchkin. I love him. David, how do you feel about E.T.? Welcome, David, everybody.
E.T. was great.
Amazing. David is our special community guest today. Welcome, David, who has been an avid player as well as Transformers fan and a writer, which we'll talk about in a little bit. A different kind of writer. It's very cool.
Yeah.
Today, of course, we're going to be looking at the event Bulletstorm. As well, we're going to look at the abilities from our brand new bots, Six Gun and Trigger Happy. Nathan came through in the clutch and delivered some Q&A as well, and he's got another lockdown activity for you guys too. If you want to draw, or if your kids want to draw, then we'll share that link with you guys as well, where you can download his art and color it in, which is very cool. And first off, shall we say hello to some people?
We should. On Twitch, we are joined by Papi Blaze. Hello to E9 Stand, Enderman, Laser Claw, Gunfire, 5863. Hello to Hungry Bugs, to Sonic Blurrow, to Blaze, Gigaby, Laserhorn, Pangmaster, hello to Commodore Emir, and I think that's it.
So from YouTube, we have some highs too for Conde Grid, hello, Ender123, Sharksy, Rambom 48, Robin Armstrong, the Bearded Champ, oh yeah, Conde Grid, hello to everyone, Nathan Webb is also there, some of the usuals, Sam Stricker Wodza, some of the people we have seen lately, and many others, so hello to everyone.
Hello also to Jose, Benjamin and Cassie, Samuel Grieve, and Michael Peterson, Jimmy Watson, Jason Perry, Kai Blanchett, Vince James Inchley, Gaston Orofino, Corey Speaks. Hello also to Latasha Mitchell and Matt Cup, Dimitri Lamotte. Hello to everybody. And, oh wait, Gaston said, Hola, Jairo. ¿Pueden hacer el mapa más grande? Está quedando muy chico y pone chat de audio? What does that mean?
I could actually understand you.
Yeah?
It means where is the library? No, it means if we can do the map bigger and some other stuff, I don't think we can do it right now, but we take it as a nice feedback about the game and in Spanish.
Amazing. Love it.
Muchas gracias, amigo.
Muchas gracias. Okay. Still working on my Spanish.
Lord Dragier was also one of our playtesters. He's really sad that because I oversaw him while saying the hello by mistake. Let's say hello to Lord Dragier.
Amazing. Yes. Well, welcome, David. What number of guests are you on the stream? I'm not even sure anymore. We've had many people. Last week we had
a few.
Some of you guys will be getting that comic that he was sending out, which is cool. David, though, he's been playing for 1,359 days, and he's won 68,817 battles, which is impressive. And David, what do you love Transformers in general, / what do you love about the game?
About the game?
Well,
the game.
Both.
Well, we'll start with the game. The game, it was the first and only mobile game I've ever been on. So when I first started, I had no idea what I was doing. And I think I sent an email early on saying how dumb the cooldown time was and how mad that made me because I just wanted to play. So after I learned kind of how mobile games work and stuff like that, it became all about the community. I've met so many great people through this game, guys that I was in alliances with back when I started that I'm still talking with online today, even though we've kind of gone our separate ways in game. Just great people. We lost my mom about a month or 5 weeks ago, and during that time, I had so many of my friends from the game, people I've never met in person, mind you, they reaching out, sending condolences, and I was with the one family at the time, and it was a leaderboard weekend, and they told me not to worry, they weren't going to kick me or whatever, just do what I can, and just great people.
Oh, wow.
And then Transformers in general, of course, I'm an 80s kid. Transformers, G.I. Joe, He-Man, all that stuff. That's what I grew up on. And most of my best memories as a kid are playing Transformers. I'm playing Transformers in my backyard by myself with a pile of leaves, but being on Cybertron and doing in the middle of a battle, I had a great imagination.
I was about to say, like, what do the leaves stand for? What setting is that?
They were the rubbish from Autobot City while the Decepticons were attacking, and I was defending pretty well, I gotta say.
I love that. That's great.
But
very cool. Sorry, I was sipping my tea. No, definitely. And now you also you play with your kids and stuff too, right?
Yeah. So I've been playing for quite a while, as you said, and my nephew, who lives about 3 hours away, he had started playing once and then kind of quit. Attention spans of young boys. And anyways, he came back to it whenever they were visiting during the funeral services for my mom and everything. They stayed with us for about a week, and he kind of really got into getting into the game. And I had an iPhone gift card just sitting around that I'd had for a while, so I gave it to him. It was about $15. He bought one of those starter packs with it. First pack he ever bought, he pulls a 4-star Star Saber. And I tried to explain to him how awesome that was. I had a buddy that'd been playing almost as long as me, just messaged me that weekend saying he finally got his 4-star Star Saber after 2-3 years of playing. So my kids watched him play, and after he left that weekend, they decided that looks pretty cool. So 2 of them jumped on, had one holdout. But after a week of the other 2 playing, she's like, all right, I got to see what this is all about. So she downloaded it. And now, I think it was last Saturday, I caught us all just sitting around in the living room, TV off. We're all playing Transformers, talking, laughing, having a ball. And that's awesome. And my nephew and I have never talked more since all this. He emails me. He helps me with my YouTube because he's smarter about the video stuff than me. It's bonding stuff. It's not like money or whatever that's going to go away one day. I mean, this is stuff that we'll take with us forever. These little, like we've burned through all of the Star Trek Next Generation and Deep Space Nine, and we're on the Voyager now during this lockdown while kids are at school. They love it. My oldest daughter's going back showing her boyfriend Deep Space Nine episodes.
Amazing.
He's loving. I mean, it's just stuff that they're going to carry forever, and I get a big kick out of it.
Oh wow, I love that.
That's how you get a proper education.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's funny. Yeah, the amount of stuff that we've rinsed, like my brother and I, while I've been in lockdown here with him. It's like a totally different bonding experience. Like we were just talking about it this morning. Yeah.
I'm gonna march him through real quick. There's my son, Caden.
Hi, Caden.
Hi, Caden.
Hello.
Hi, this is my oldest, Kiara. Say hi.
Hi.
And then Kaylee was the holdout, but now she's hooked on it.
Now she's on it.
She looks like
as
it.
much as she plays Heyday. So.
She almost went to
Okay. Bye.
Oh gosh, amazing. Oh, I love that. Well, it's very nice to have you here, David. And you just mentioned your YouTube channel. Let me throw that into chat as well, in case people want to check it out. I know you said you don't have like a ton of stuff on there yet, but
not much. And I'm trying to learn how to make the videos better. I can't. Anyways, they can check it out. It's got some stuff in there, and I'm always open to suggestions. If there's something they'd like to see me try, then
nice.
I'll give it a shot.
Bam. There we go. Cool. Well, we're gonna chat more to you in a minute, David. But
Okay.
first, I think you want to take a look at the event?
Yeah, sure.
Nice.
Can you see it?
Not yet.
no.
Have you trusted your computer?
Oh, not again, Fab. You need to trust the computer.
I do it every time. Okay, let's have a look at the event. I guess Hi-Ho is going to talk about it.
Yeah, I can take it from here. So it's a bullet storm because it's the introduction of Six Gun and Trigger Happy, and we know what they like and we know how they are. So it's all about guns and bullets blazing and everything. And it's also the end of Saga, so it's your chance to get them. It's an ATP. The last reward from every prestige is a sharpshooter crystal with a chance to get 2 or 3 or 4 star as usual, with other rewards, in this case premium shards, 3-star and 4-star shards. And as you can see now, it's a bit shorter because it was a lot of rewards and it gets kind of greedy over the weekend and you have to claim a lot of these rewards and can get boring. So the ratio is the same, 10,000 points for the crystal, and then some spark, some premium shards, and some combiner spark. If you go through all the 100 prestiges, you will get a total of 100,000 spark. That's a quite a neat number. 50,000 combiner spark and 20,000 premium crystal shards. So it's 20 times you can try your luck to get some 4 stars from the premium crystals.
Huzzah.
Oh, it's also a super XP. Don't forget about that. It's a good chance to get your bots, put them some XP cores if you have some, and as you grind, as you battle, you will get the chance to level them up quite fast because it's a super XP event.
Nice.
Kazaa!
Talking about XP, some player in the chat was asking if we could allow to transfer XP from one bot to another, and also sell XP for Shanix.
Yep. No, I don't think this will happen.
No.
It's not how the game works, actually. I haven't seen this in many games similar to this, and it's not exactly how the game is intended or even programmed. So
I think
honestly,
it's important. I mean, it's important to play with the boss to actually like make them stronger in the game, and I think that's the whole point of that. On that note, when we release HQ17, we have also make it easier for you to upgrade your bots. You don't need that much XP, or you earn more. I don't remember which way it goes. And also, if you really want to get more XP, you can get some XP core in the Shanix store, which also can make it easier for you. Should we? Since the game is on, should we jump into the dialogue?
I think so.
Shoot.
Can I have a character today?
oh yeah.
Since
You
Giannis
can
isn't here.
have all mine if you want.
No.
So in this dialogue, we have Blaster, Ultra Magnus, Red Alert, Six Gun, Skylinks.
Whoa.
Any preferences?
David, you choose first.
I'll do Ultra Magnus.
What were the others? I've forgotten already.
So you can do Blaster.
Blaster? Okay.
I'll take Red Alert.
Okay.
What do I take?
Six Gun.
Six gun. Okay, Six Gun. Whoa.
And then David, do you want to be Skylinks as well?
Sure.
All right.
Okay.
Ready. Oh, it's me. Ultra Magnus.
Huh.
Emergency hail from the satellite control base. They're under attack. Seekers.
So this is their strategy. Play along and then pull the rug out from under us in the shape of a whole blasted base.
What do they hope again? What are they up to gain? Surely they know that by taking out the control base, there'll be nothing to stop Deathdoris completing his combiner.
Not taking out Inferno, taking over. And don't call me Shirley. Oh, don't you love Leslie Nielsen?
That way, the balance of power shifts squarely to them. I hope.
Oh, I was like, did we assign this one? I don't
Okay, wait. Anything I can do about it? Figure you didn't bring me all the way here for just my sunny disposition.
Yes, Six Gun, I believe there is. After all, it seems rude to import a walking, talking weapon and then leave him stood down. Skylinks.
Sir,
Sir.
yes, sir. Oh, sorry.
No problem.
Yeah, you can do it. You can do it. Please do it.
Can you airlift Six Gun out to the satellite control base? Sure can. Let's go, my little gun-toting, firepower packing friend.
Wow. Up and away.
Red alert, ready a full assault team. Six Gun should buy us the time we need to muster a concerted response to this attack.
Unless the Con have their own weapon of mass destruction they can bring to the party. Always a little beacon of optimism, Inferno. Autobots, roll out.
Roll out.
There's the base. Where do you want me to drop you, Six Gun?
Whatever I can do the most damage, Skylinks. That little cluster of cornheads looks about perfect. Coming! Taka, 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 taka.
Now, that is what I call overkill. Outstanding.
Nice.
Well done.
Good fun.
Well done, guys. Very impressive. Um, yes. Well, we'll look at the abilities a little later, I guess.
Yeah, we can.
But first, we can chat more to David.
Yay!
We talked to, by the way, guys, if you have questions for David, of course, feel free to throw them out in the chat. We chatted a bit about, obviously, Transformers and the community and stuff. And you're actually a writer, not a comic book writer, but a writer of novels.
Novels, short stories. Actually,
Short
obviously,
stories?
yeah, short stories. As a kid, I've always said comic books is what kept me literate because I hated to read. And along about 7th grade or so, a friend of mine introduced me to a Batman comic, and I got hooked. And I used to have thousands and thousands of comics. Loved them. Never had any luck writing them myself, but then I got into writing. I was actually trying to write for Star Trek back in the day, and a friend of mine I met turned me on to writing fiction and creating my own stuff, and I ran with it for a long time. If you Google search or search my name online, you'll find I don't know, over a dozen short stories, maybe dark urban fantasy, sci-fi stuff. I got a couple novels out. My mom's favorite was a holiday one I wrote called Paper Snowflakes. It of course has no dark urban fantasy, no sci-fi in it. That's why she liked it, I think. And she printed it out and gave it to my dad. And he came home from teaching one day, and she gave it to him, said, "Here, you need to read this. Your son wrote it." He took it in the computer room and read it, walked back out, handed it back to her and said, "When did you learn how to write like that?" That was the best compliment I ever got on my writing. I loved it. So.
Amazing. Oh, no, it's so cool. I was reading some of the little synopses of some of the books, and I was like, wow, these are all so far out.
Active imagination.
Yeah, exactly. So if you guys are looking for more, escapism, then do check out some of David's books as well.
Please.
Yeah, hilarious. Love it.
Hopefully someday I can write some Transformers. I'd love to.
Oh, have you written any just for lols?
Yes. Back in the day, my dad was a teacher. We got a word processor before computers were everywhere, So word processor was cool because it was shiny. And I'd sit down, and the first story I hammered out on there was a part 2 to the movie. Before Michael Bay did whatever he did. But I wrote a sequel to the animated movie, and I had it all typed out. It was official.
Cool. Have you ever shown that to your kids or read it to your kids?
I have no idea where it's at now. It's been lost.
You mean you don't keep things that you wrote when you were a teenager? I have everything. No, yeah, I don't either. Fair enough. That'd be so interesting to see. Sometimes I think of the school projects I did, whether in high school, university, and remembering an essay I wrote and being that was really good. I'd love to read that now and see what I think. But
I still have kind of the basic idea in my head of what it was, but that was a long time ago.
Amazing. Do you have favorite bots, favorite features in the game?
Oh, favorite bots. Well, Star Saber is one of my favorite bots. Cup has been one of my favorite bots. And Alita, based on usability. I'm trying to learn a new way to war, because up in these the higher leagues facing the toughest opponents all the time, I found that my Russian smash sometimes would backfire dramatically on me. So I'm trying to learn a walk team and do some stuff different. Some guys in the alliance are trying to help me. I actually covered it in a video I posted last night.
Oh, nice.
I'm using bots I've never used in war before now, just trying to figure it out and make it work and be open to new methods. So
Nice. Oh, sorry, I think I have to burp. No, I'm okay. Well, shall we take a look at some of I say the 2 new bots?
Yeah, sure.
Are we ready? Are you ready, David?
yeah.
I love it.
I'm
Aw,
silent because
Fab.
I'm checking. I'm checking for questions. Then later we can do a round of questions from players.
Yeah.
As usual, just drop your line if you have some questions for us. And for David.
I'm gonna go to 6-gun. We're gonna quickly show them again in
You just passed
the
me.
show. Yeah, I did pass it. Go and
Right there.
it just has the same color as Silverbolt, and every time I'm just like, that's it. So yeah, we're gonna show them again in the showroom because they look pretty cool, both of them. So 6-gun, the name comes from obviously the fact that he has a lot of guns on his body. And he also has like a really cool transformation, I find. It just kind of like flips over. Some say we sell like a pancake, but so yeah. So you can see the 6-gun here. This like the 2 on the kind of VTOL wings are on the left and right side, and the other guns are in the front. And yeah, it floats around.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Talking about overkill, two barrels in front.
And actually, if you look at it, there's like 2 more at the back, so it's more than that.
Oh wow! I just
And
realized
then-
I didn't fix the
Oh, yeah.
scroll in the bottom of the stream. It's not Puppy Bloods today. Sorry, guys.
Cool. So yeah, it looks pretty cool.
Very.
Trigger Happy looks cool as well. We're gonna have a little look. Here we go. Yeah, so we paired them together because also like Trigger Happy, the name, they're all in the same theme. This was like a good occasion for us to bring a gunner, which we haven't done for a while in the game. And yeah, he can transform. He has also like quite a futuristic kind of play, and they both look quite Cybertronian.
Nice.
It looks
Very
pretty nice.
cool.
Yeah.
Well, if I can say some X-Wing inspiration there or similar, it looks pretty cool.
Yeah, and so the ability, we've been working quite hard on it until like yesterday. This is the reason why the newsletter was a little bit delayed. We would not agree really on what we would propose until late, but it came well together. It's called infrared homing. So it has quite a long range, and you can just like, it shoots two rockets from the guns attached on his shoulders, and these rockets set the whole area on fire. And then while the area on fire, it just like takes off, get into a plane and shoot some more some missiles that are like thermo-guided. So all the missiles will go towards the area that you have selected at the beginning, and they will target like the defenses in this area. And it does quite a lot of damage. So we're gonna have a little look at it now. There is a challenge battle that you all can play.
Oh yeah.
It's already live. So we'll have a look at the ability, but he also has like quite a lot of like passive ability that are quite cool. So the rockets shooting from the shoulder are also like featured in regular battle with less damage. And he also has this kind of like plasma that he shoots from the gun that are attached to his wrist that's like spread in a vast area as well. We can have a look at this. So yeah, so that's the ability. You select an area, shoots the first rocket, it's going to take fire, and then you can see there is a little arrow that sees what defense is attacking. So it's quite powerful. As you could see, it was targeting 2 defenses in the area, and it just destroyed them. It's quite high damage. What we did and what took a little bit long is at the beginning, it was kind of a single target war and felt a little bit underwhelming. And that's why we introduced this kind of like multiple defenses targeted in the area. So yeah, and as I was saying, as a passive, you also can set some area on fire with some damage over time. And then potentially we will see the spread of like Minsang just now. So it's quite a powerful bot. First gunner in a while, so this is why with the playtester it took a little bit of time. They were telling me like, oh, we haven't had a gunner in so long, you have to make it worth. So that's what we did.
You guys and the playtesters nailed it. It looks great.
Yeah, I mean, that's the first idea was like that. We really wanted to have it make a lot of damage, and also like kind of like make it shoot from a bit all over the place, because it's called 6-gun, so it has to be somewhat impressive and use all the 6-gun, and it has to show on the battlefield. So yeah, so I think that's a pretty good bot. That's exciting, and that's coming this weekend in the event as Heroics Games.
Yay!
Nice. I always love watching the bots like hanging around on the canvas.
Yeah, it's great. Is it here?
I know some people aren't fans of the chance events, but I love them because the first one I played in was Cup, if I remember right. The first one I knew what I was doing was Cup, and I got the 4-star, and
That's good.
that was awesome. I just couldn't believe it. That's the only time I think it's happened, but still, I love them.
Cup is quite a good bot in this game.
Yes.
Yeah.
So cool. Look at them walking around, just going about their daily life.
Shopping around.
Yeah, exactly.
For a little stroll.
So
around
can
the
I
city.
can I ask a question real quick?
Yeah,
Of course.
Okay. One of the features that I resisted at first was the faction. I didn't see a point in it, but then gradually I gave in, and the collector part of me decided I needed to have Decepticons too. So I also have quite a few Decepticons. In fact, I'm only missing a few of the 3 and 2 stars. And anyway, my thought, and I've been shot down on this before, but I'm going to throw it out there just for discussion purposes, is would it ever be possible that we could have both our Autobot and Decepticon and be able to like war as an Autobot and Decepticon, obviously different, but on the same day, so you'd have 2 wars a day rather than 1 that you could work on.
So, yeah, I think we have discussed this on the past. One of the problems that arose is that then you can use 2 bots that do the same, and they have kind of balance issues.
Well, I mean, you have one Autobot team that's warring a Decepticon alliance, and then you have your Decepticons that's warring.
Okay.
So you would like to be in two different alliances?
Yeah. Be able to use the combiners and everything for both sides on different,
I think the main issue is that it's like if you are in some sort of like so that's something we had in the past with other games. If you have like you're in one faction with one account and one faction in another account, then you can sort of create some exploit in the game where you can like make it easier for one alliance to the other. So it's kind of like it's somewhere in this area that it's a little bit hard to manage. But yeah, I understand that it's like if you collect a lot of Decepticon, it was not your main
right.
faction, you will want to play with them. But yeah.
Luckily, the elimination mode has now made it, I think, worthwhile to level up your faction, and because you can use them for going after the Zed Energon. But I know that as time progresses, there's going to be other uses for that too. But eventually, those of us that are farming Z Energon will be fully maxed at HQ 17, and then what do we do with, and I'm sure you'll come up with more uses for it, but right now that's the primary reason for my factions is to farm for that, and when I need resources I can use them again too. But not being able to access the combiners and that kind of stuff makes it a little tougher to level those bots up and stuff.
Yeah, of course. I guess, yeah. Well, we can definitely take note of the idea. I guess that's one for Yanis, actually.
He's conveniently away.
It's conveniently away, but it's the guy that's like really is on top of Wars and all these kind of features. So yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
Have you noted some questions from players, maybe, Haro?
Yes, I have a few. So there is no point to hold 1-star bots later in the game. Should be able to exchange with something worth. Well, they have a worth. They have a worth in the, of course, in the first campaign or in the tutorial, as we call it, and then they are part of the collection. So as more you unlock, even if they are only 1 stars, you get collection points and you get to unlock achievements. So they have some sort of worth, even if it's not battle related. We have also the usual question about updates on Shanix store. It's on our top priority list to add something there. We want to link it for upcoming features. Yeah, there will be a use for your Shanix coins that you probably have stored a lot already. What else? Look at that. Some requests so players can replay the dialogues and the combat intros. It's also on our list, and we would love to have this feature. The problem or the priority at the moment is to implement other systems and other things in game. But yeah, it's always some of the top of our list to things we would like to see in the game.
Because all these dialogues is actually all saved on the server. It's just a matter of activating them. So yeah. And yeah, talking about that, like the story is going to become real good in the next 4 to 5 weeks. So like, make sure you read it before it goes away.
Ooh.
And talking about dialogues too, some players logged into the game to see a lot of dialogues.
Yeah, so so what we did with the new client update, we have made it possible to have dialogue for combat bots. The thing is, by making this possible, we have put all the combat dialogue all at once and pushed it to the server, and it took kind of a month before the feature got available. So people that have unlocked all the combat bots had all the dialogues play one after the other. That was very, very long. So we have deactivated this morning, and we will try to space them out so you don't have to like read minutes of dialogue at once.
Oh.
Sorry, guys. Had to sneeze.
That was a great dab with the sneeze, though.
It did look like that, didn't it? I just like ripped my headphones out because I always forget that the mic is actually in the headphones, and then I'm like this, but it's like that's so loud, so I have to like yank them away. But anyways, sorry, carry on.
There was a question: does the 6-gun second set of missile get affected defenses that are on fire due to other reason? Actually, not. This is something. So, due to other reasons, like for example, Pira Magna, Sunstreaker, they set also buildings on fire. And during the playtest, I was wondering if the missiles from 6-gun should also be attracted by this, and I didn't see a massive benefit from that. And also during the test, it happened that if a target was on fire outside of the range and on the left, and this is not what you intended to strike in the first place, then the missile would go on the right, target something outside of the range, and that seemed a little bit like counterproductive. So this is definitely something we could implement. It just didn't feel very conclusive during the playtest. But if you really think it has to do, please let us know and we can reconsider it. There was also some question if we're gonna kind of increase the damage reduction from the G1 Razor Claw power core. People argue that since HQ17, some of the G1 power core feel a little bit underwhelming. To be perfectly honest, I never really thought of this until now, but that's a very good remark. I think there is no plan on doing like G1 cores like the next 2 weeks of month, I would say, but definitely when we do some more, I can have a look and have an overall of the older G1 core. This is something we have done in the past already. Cool. Should we maybe do some
Trivia time?
Trivia time.
Amazing. Well, trivia today comes from the lovely Nathan Webb. And as I said before, I think so. Yeah, I did. He's got another lockdown drawing for you guys to do if you're keen. So yeah, get your coloring pencils ready. I'll share the link as well. Hold on a second. That way you guys can go straight there. And if you want a higher res image, then you can DM him and he will send it to you. So yeah. Ooh, is this something that you would do with your kids, David?
Certainly will, yeah. I haven't used to during Christmas break every year. I'd print off a whole bunch of coloring pages and there'd be Transformer ones in there and give them something to do while they're home for Christmas break.
Nice.
So, yeah.
Love it. Well, the question, the first, thank you, Nathan, is the Lithonians are a robotic species from the planet Lithone. Am I pronouncing that correctly?
Yeah.
Great. In Transformers the movie '86, Unicron ate the planet, but who was the last surviving Lithonian?
Oh, I know this one.
Oh, okay.
I've been watching the movie with the kids.
A reminder to include your in-game name, your HQ level, and your alliance with your answer. Again, the Lithonians are a robotic species from the planet Lithone in Transformers the movie '86. Unicron ate the planet, but who was the last surviving Lithonian? Are we seeing any answers yet? We are. Somebody knows their trivia. Now let me put this away. Whoops. There we go.
I like this question because if you Google it, you get as an answer Lithuanians. So it won't be an easy one to trick.
Solid. Love
Solid.
it. Okay, I will pick on Facebook. Fab Hyro, do you guys want to pick the YT and the Twitch?
I can do YouTube.
Okay, I'll do Twitch.
Okie dokie.
Here.
Da-na-na-na.
No, I went too far.
Got one.
Can you recreate an episode there?
I'm just trying to provide some entertainment while you guys are working.
We appreciate that.
Yeah, me too. 100%. All right.
In the meantime, there was also a question about Laio Kaiser. When will it be released and if it's going to be 5 or 6 members? So that's a bit the question. So for the release, I wouldn't hold my breath. It's a bit far down the line. I know the story is like heavily alluding to it, but I don't think it's going to come soon. As for 6 or 5 members, I can only say we don't want to make one faction being 6 members and the other one 5 members. So I guess the answer to this question is there. I got a winner.
Yeah. All right. We're waiting for you, Hyro.
I got it.
Okay. Sorry, we posted it in our chat.
Where are you posting it? Okay. Yeah, I will post it there.
And David, you said you knew the answer, right?
Yes.
What is the answer?
I believe, is it Kranix? I think is how he said it. Yeah.
Ah,
would have won.
Well done. Yes, it was Kranix. He was fed to the Sharkticons by the Quintessons. Dark.
He had nothing but contempt for that court.
Well, congratulations to Corey Speaks, as well to Striker80, and to Mahmoud Michal.
Congratulations to you.
Congrats to you guys.
yeah.
And can we ask if there's any plans to release Prime characters? Kitty Ninja's going crazy, I think, in the chat,
Yeah,
trying to
I
ask
see
that
that.
question. So, Bulkhead, I think, would be a great addition. Honestly,
Which
I'm
one?
not
Sorry.
Bulkhead.
Yeah.
I'm not crazy about the Starscream and Soundwave from that series, but Bulkhead's, I think he's due.
Bulkhead. Oh yeah. Yeah, it looks really cool. Can't really tell what's on the can't really tell what's on the pipeline, but definitely it's a good suggestion, and I
Yeah.
know of it.
And also the another original character I think would be awesome to see, like the Cynthia's twins, something else along that way. I think if you guys can do that, that'd be fantastic. I love those characters.
They were really cool. I mean,
Yeah.
it was just before my time, just before I arrived, and I was left with like a big shoes to fill. That was literally the last mod that was released by the previous designer, and I was like, okay, wow. Yeah, they were really cool. Yeah, that would be cool
Well,
to do.
you can design and I can write the backstory. We'll work it out.
We'll work it out. Yeah, I'm sure you'll do a great job. Cool. Another question is like, will there be a core for triple changes? Yeah, once again, this is something we want to do, definitely. I mean, there is a chance another triple changer might come in the future, and then that's going to bring the numbers to like a sufficient number for us to make a core and like justify making a core. That would be a really cool thing to do as well.
And we've got another question. I mean, another trivia question. And the question is, name 2 Transformers with sort of shark modes. Do you guys know the answer? Name 2 Transformers with sort of shark modes.
Dark modes. Nice.
Remember to include your HQ name, your alliance, and your in-game. No, what did I say? HQ level, alliance, name. Yeah.
Name. Yeah.
Sorry.
Sorry, I just saw. I'm trying to keep up with the chats as we go too. And Trios Theory is one of the. He's in the chats, and he's one of the first ones I watched. It kind of got me working on improving my war team. I've learned that sweepy backdoor method from watching him. Then I got hooked on Sunstreaker, Waza, Alpha Prime, all of them. But Trios was just asking about another medic. Are we going to be getting another medic anytime?
It's a bit unlikely. We kind of like we're a bit afraid of like bringing another medic, because if you put them all in we put them all in one squad, then it can really create an imbalance. I'm not like what the battle would kind of last forever, because they're already quite powerful, we think. Like they heal quite a lot compared to other games. So it's a bit difficult. We're willing to bring more kind of like the same thing we did, for example, with Sandstorm, bringing kind of like healing abilities or stuff with like Rhinox healing abilities as well. But as for like a real other medic, it's a bit difficult. I mean, it would take a lot of balancing, and the thing is like trying to bring another medic, kind of conceptualize it, have the 3D models, bring it to the game, and realize it doesn't work would be like a bit difficult. But yeah.
And if we nerf the other medics, people will kill us. So
yeah.
So just I'd like to say while we're on the topic there, that's the reason why I started a YouTube channel. Obviously, I'm not great at it, but I'm trying to learn it. I started because of these other guys that I watched and how much help they provided me. I used to really enjoy Trios Theory when he would have his Metal Mondays and his War Days and all that stuff. And I loved it. I loved Sunstreaker Waza and Mirage Jake doing their daily streams. I've been hooked on those. I've almost got in trouble at work because I'll have my headphones on watching that during the day. Because I'm obviously in the middle of the United States, so it's about 2:00 in the afternoon whenever he does that stream for me, and I really appreciate Alpha Prime, all the work he does, breaking down the numbers that I can't follow even when I try, and then of course Engineer Hoist is great for everyone. So that's the reason why I decided to throw my hat in and go ahead and give it a shot. And all those guys were very supportive. Sunstreaker Waza and Engineer Hoist were helping me all along the way, trying to get me started. So it's just to add content, and hopefully somebody sees something in there that helps them. So
Yeah, that's cool. We definitely we're very lucky with you and all the guys you've mentioned to have this community of people that puts the video together. So yeah, it's definitely something that we
Yeah.
enjoy with this game.
And even my nephew has started a YouTube channel. He's only got a couple videos out, but if you want to see the beginning of the game again, check out Ultrastorm. He's doing it too, and he's making his little videos, and it's fun to watch. And I enjoy seeing the excitement and the discovering of the game that they have, as they go through it all again. And it reminds me why I fell in love with it.
And it's really great for us to see people are really passionate about it and that know the game inside out. It's I just talked about it during the playtesting phase of Six Gun and Trigger Happy. All these guys have very massive insights into the bot design now because they know the game inside out, and that's really, really helpful. I think just people that make video like you, people that help for the playtesting, just makes the game better, really.
Well, we couldn't do it if it wasn't for you guys, so thank you for making it.
Okay, I think we have our winners. I'm just picking someone from Twitch. Stop.
Also, my nephew messaged me and said my dad was terrible, so there's that. Please, everybody.
True. Well, the answer for which Transformers have shark modes, sort of shark modes.
Sort of,
yeah. Could have been either Hammerbite, Skybite, Ripper Snapper, or Gnaw, the Sharkticon. And our winners are Robert Tarleton, Agent Axiom, and Gunfire 5863. Congrats to you guys.
A very popular answer was Skybite, so
Yes.
it's something to put on the line.
That's true.
He literally transforms into a shark. It would be fun to see a flying shark in between the bases.
Oh,
That's the one I was thinking of, yeah.
I guess the sort of was more for Hammerbite because you look at the transformation and you're not really sure you see a shark there. Hammerbite. It has kind of a shark feature, but it looks more like it's probably flying.
I have to look at Hammerbite.
Well, if we release these characters, we can release an aquatic battlefield and then finally release paddles.
Oh, Paddle, he's got to make it.
One day. I mean, I feel like it does have to, right? That it would be weird if he never got to see the light of day in the game. Enjoy. Oh my gosh. Anyways, yes, congrats to the winners. Any other questions, David, that you had before we wrap up, or any other questions? Of course,
not really a question, maybe a suggestion. A lot of people are asking for Omega Supreme to come to the game, and the question is, how would you balance him? Who would be the con and all that stuff? And I keep suggesting that he was originally one of the Guardian bots. Why don't we just have two Guardian bots? One colored like Omega Supreme for the Autobots, one colored another way for the Decepticons, and there they are. They're balanced. They're the Guardian bots that used to guard Crystal City or whatever that from the original cartoon. I think that would be an easy way if you wanted to bring Omega Supreme into it.
I mean, is an iconic character, so yeah. So I don't know. Yeah. He's an iconic character.
I can't say.
Yeah, as always, I can't say. And I'm definitely taking the suggestion about the Guardians. But yeah, as for many iconic characters that we thought maybe we couldn't bring to the game, thinking, for example, the Titans, for a long time we thought they were too big. We cannot bring them to the game, and they finally came. So I say stay tuned. And yeah, Omega Supreme is definitely.
And never say never.
Never say never. Yeah.
Yeah. Rob Illett was asking as well, any chance of the rescue bots? Same answer.
Yes.
Well, all I can say is it's yeah, we everybody know we don't like to reveal the bots before at least maybe like a month before they are done. But definitely we take all these suggestions, definitely, and they are all on the list. And every time when we review the roadmap for the year or for the next 6 months, we just we take this suggestion list that we have taken from the stream, from the ticket you write to the customer support, and we look at them.
So yeah.
Ultim Destor says, never say never, Star Saber 5 stars. And I can hear Yannis screaming from here and saying, no, it's too OP, it's too OP.
Ah, yes, Giannis, we missed you today, in case you're watching. He might be ape spacing, actually. Is that possible? So ape space is like when we do game jams in our studio for a couple of days, usually like once a quarter or so.
No, he's actually. I know he's actually working on the next Transformers feature.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No,
I mean, he likes that too. I shouldn't say it that way. But anyways, any more stuff you guys have seen in the chat?
Rob Elot says, when do we get Groove to complete Defensor properly? As far as I remember, Groove is dead. I think it was part of the story that he was left in Cybertron and assumed dead. So who knows?
So I think what the real thing is that it was not part of Defensor anymore, according to Hasbro and the newest Defensor version. And since it was not part of Defensor, our writer Simon Funden managed to kill him on Cybertron in our story to just end the speculation of him joining Defensor.
And what a better way to start the speculation than killing that character.
Yeah.
Grant Gaveltron is asking, did any of you read my Viper's Vengeance story? I'm not sure if he means that for us or for the community.
I have not received it. But
No, exactly. I was like, well, I don't think we've received it, so I don't think it's for us.
Yeah, though if you want to send it to the stream address, I
That's
guess
true.
That's what it was.
Yes, and speaking of, if you guys are keen to join us on the stream, then do shoot us an email to live@spaceapegames.com. I think next week might be one of the last few weeks for regular community
stream.
guests. What's that?
For the weekly stream?
No. Oh,
No.
for the weekly. Yeah, we might. Yeah, it's going to be our last stream ever next week, by the way. No. But yeah, we might go back to every 2 weeks soon. So yeah, so if you do want to get on the stream, then definitely email us ASAP, because we are going back to how we were soonish, I think. That was like a terrible...
It's a terrible announcement.
Imagine if all like announcements were made that way, especially like important announcements. Oh gosh, luckily we're just having fun on the stream, so it's okay.
Rios is asking what the email is for that. It's live@spaceape. Is that right?
Yeah, live@spaceapegames.com. I'll put it in the chat again. It's also scrolling along the bottom, but it may be too small for you guys to see. So I'll put it in it to chat to join us on the stream. Email to, sorry, I always type out loud.
Optimus Rodimus is asking us if we have any plan to increase the number of squad from 14 to 20, which is quite ambitious. That's 6 more. There is currently no plan. I know it's been requested quite a lot, and
Right.
yeah, I mean, it would be really convenient because there's more and more bots. This is definitely something also we can note, and I can talk to Yannis about it because he would be the man. Should we quickly say what was on the stream today and have a little summary? So today we talked about Bulletstorm, which is an ATP event that's going to happen this weekend. This is the event where you can potentially win 6-gun and Trigger Happy, which are the next 2 gunners that are going to come to the game this week. you can already try them. We show them during the stream. You can try them in the game by tapping on the newsfeed in the game. There's going to be a challenge battle for you there. They are quite powerful gunners. I'm getting distracted.
Welcome to my world. They're saying hi.
Hi.
Hey
Hi.
guys, love the shirt. Of course. Need to get you some more so the rest of them can get shirts.
Oh, come on.
It's true. Maybe we can arrange that once we're back in the office, whenever that is.
I'd love more shirts.
Yeah. For the fans in the background, why not? Yeah.
There you go.
So interesting.
Nice to meet you guys. Thanks also for joining and for playing our game. Do you guys have favorite bots? Can they hear me? I don't know.
She's asking if you guys have favorite bots.
Yeah.
Victorion. I bought her the combined
Oh,
Victorion 1 year for
amazing.
Christmas.
Oh, that thing's crazy, yeah.
Oh, nice.
What about you, Caden?
My 4-star Huffle.
He's got a 4-star huffer.
I like skydive
Skydive.
and
Very
stuff.
nice.
Amazing. Is it fun playing with your dad?
Yes.
What?
I
Oh.
said I like skydive and stars.
Okay. She asked if you like playing Transformers with me.
Yes. Yes.
That's nice.
Oh, I love it.
Cool. That'd be so nice.
I have to take a quick screenshot because it's really cute to share with the rest of the studio. Amazing.
Well, we would love to come visit you if you guys, want to fly us over. We'd be more than happy
Oh,
to
yeah. Let's make that happen.
come.
Well, if you're ever in London and our studio is back open, then definitely please do come visit. That would be great. I think we're going to wrap up over here. Guys, do you have anything else you wanted to say?
No, I think that's it for us.
Yeah, we'll have another one next week. So
We'll talk
be
to you again
back.
then.
Yes.
Yep.
Sounds like a plan. Thanks so much, David, for joining us, as well as
Thank
Kiara
you.
and Caden and Kaylee. Did I get it right?
Oh.
Amazing. And yeah, we'll see you guys next week in the chat maybe. But thanks so much, David, for joining. And again, do check out David's YouTube channel, which I have over Hizzy. Let me post that again. And he said he's looking for tips and stuff and feedback as well. So feel free to reach out to David there and check out some of his books.
Yes.
Get writing again, David.
Maybe I'll get writing again. Yeah. Give me a Transformers job writing. How about that?
So far, that still goes to Simon, but for now. Oh gosh. Thanks so much, guys, for
Thanks for joining.
and
Thanks for joining us.
we'll see you next week. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.